Now, back to the interview from a few minutes ago with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. The best of the morning X 99X.
We're talking to Mark Cuban, who owns the Mavericks and he formed broadcast.com, among other things that he has going on. You bought a plane last year, right?
Yeah, bought it online.
Now, why would you buy a plane?
Online?
Hang on a second. Would you buy a plane when you already bought a lifetime pass on American Airlines?
Yeah, you guys know everything. Well, there's a big difference. Having a lifetime pass on American is sweet, right?
We didn't even know there was such a thing as a lifetime pass.
Well, you know how it's a good story. I had a company before broadcast called Micro Solutions that I sold, and me and my buddies were out just getting trashed. And you're saying, okay, I just made some money. What are you going to do now? And it's like, well, you're going to buy a Porsche, you're going to buy a house. I'm like, no, I didn't get that much money. But you know what I'd love? I'd love a lifetime pass on American Airlines. They're like, there's no such thing, and we are just trashed out of our minds. And we're one of those old-time steakhouses that have a phone next to the
Sure.
Yeah, and so we're like, give me the phone. And we're like, do you have a lifetime passes? And she's like, lady who answers the phone, let me connect you to the AirPass department.
What?
Yeah, and so that's how we found out in a drunken stupor.
And what does that cost?
Let's take a guess. Hang on.
Go ahead.
Barnes and I both were saying like $500,000.
Now, if you're under 40 years old, which I was then, and God, doesn't that sound old, to fly an unlimited number of miles for you and a friend, and they don't sell these anymore, $350,000.
Really?
And you could pay it on. You could do it on a payment plan, which is exactly what I did.
$350,000, you and a friend.
Yeah, forever.
Is that first class?
Yeah.
Anywhere you want to go.
On American Airlines.
And, I mean, is it like priority flying? We can just walk up?
I can just walk on and they'll kick somebody off.
Do you have some sort of ID that says I'm the man?
Yeah, that's basically, and they get to know you too, and you know the codes, and it's like there's only a few people who bought them before they discontinued them.
And when you bought that pass, did you just charge it on a credit card? I mean, how did you?
No. You had to fill out all the forms, and all that kind of stuff, just like.
Do you still use it? Do you still use it?
No, I have, because there's been times when I've had the plane in for maintenance and stuff, and so I've had to use it. So it's still sweet to have.
How do you buy a plane online? Isn't that a risky purchase?
No kidding.
Well, you had to try. I mean, it's like buying anything else. I figured, you know what, I got to practice what I preach, so I wanted to do research. When I sold broadcast.com, the money was so sick. I mean, it was just like outrageous. And I was like, okay, I don't want to, let it get to me too much, but there's just certain things I want to have. And the three things were a house, a plane, and a basketball team. And so, I bought this house, which was a great house, and then it was like, okay, let's start doing my homework on a plane. And so I got online and started doing my research, just like you'd research a car. And I got to Gulfstream.com, started checking out the different planes, and thought, this looks pretty sweet. Emailed the guy and said, all right, can I take a test drive? And talked to some pilots who said the Gulfstream 5 was the best plane out there. And I emailed him. I said, okay, you let me take a test flight, and if I like it, I'll buy it. And they're like, please.
We'll send it over.
Yeah, they're like,
really?
Please, whatever. And I said, no, for real. Here, check me out. And I just got enlisted in Forbes, and kaboom, next thing you know,
there's
old Jet has an airplane.
And then your third purchase, of course, the basketball team.
Mark, what I love about this story and about you is that you're doing it the way I would do it.
Oh, God. This guy really is.
You're having fun, and you've got the money. You're not shy about it, and you're going to play, and you're going to buy yourself a basketball team.
Hell yeah.
What I like about it, though, is not that, but that you don't sound arrogant about it. And that's what I like
it's
about
money,
it.
man. It's not like I grew
just like
3
having a
feet.
good time.
It's nice.
You made headlines a while back hosting a very dependable businessman at your home, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, DR, he's a
DR,
good
that's
man.
right. Yeah, he's
Now,
something else.
what was that circus like? When you contact him, you're going to give him the moon to come play for the Mavericks.
Right.
It just didn't seem to
Didn't
work out.
But you know what? Put the basketball aside. Dennis is a cool guy. There's two Dennis Rodmans. There's the Dennis Rodman when the lights go on and the cameras are on, and there's the Dennis Rodman who was my roommate who would sit 8 hours a day before games and watch the Cartoon Network.
I believe that. I don't doubt
he
that
doesn't
for
say a whole lot. He doesn't get in a whole lot of trouble. Actually, even when you party with Dennis, man, we'd be out there. He'd be partying with me and my friends, and he'd be like, dang, you guys hit it too hard. It's just when you're around Dennis, it's like a freak show. There's all the freaks come out of the woodwork to try to prove
you're partying hard when that happens.
Well, let me ask you. There's a very famous story that Elvis in his heyday, they were out partying. He and Red and Sonny and all those guys, they were hanging around Graceland, and Elvis wanted I think it was a fried peanut butter sandwich or something that they only made in some restaurant in Denver. And at like 2 o'clock in the morning, he called his pilot and said, fuel it up, we're going to Denver. And they went out and they got a bunch of sandwiches in Denver and then flew back. Have you ever you have any of those stories? I mean,
those last minute. Hey, just, what the hell? We're gonna just go.
This interview isn't over. More after a quick break. You can also find it and more on the Morning X with Barnes and Leslie podcast. You're inside the best of the Morning X.
I am Michael Rosenbaum.
I am Tom Welling.
Welcome to Talkville,
where it's fun to talk about Smallville.
We're going to be talking to sometimes guest stars. Are you liking the direction Lois is going in?
Yeah, because I'm getting more screen time.
It's good. But mostly it's just me and Tom remembering.
I think we all feel like there was a scene missing here.
You got me, Tom.
Let's revisit it. Let's look at it. See what we remember.
I had never been around anything like that before. I mean, it was so fun.
Talkville.
I just had a flashback.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Let's get into it.